I'm joined now by Jenna Ellis, legal counsel to the president and senior legal advisor to his campaign. Jenna, as always, great to have you back on the broadcast. You know, Democrats are putting up a fight, but it's not expected, as Heather mentioned, that they can block this nomination. Do you expect that Amy Coney Barrett will be confirmed before the election?
I do, and I think that Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and the other Republican senators understand the importance of an expeditious confirmation. And with the hearings beginning October 12th, there's plenty of time. And this is not unprecedented at all in United States history. This isn't a rush job. This is simply fulfilling their constitutional obligations.
Her confirmation would give, as you know, conservatives on the court a strong majority. I'm curious, what kinds of key cases do you expect that would make a difference on?
Well, I think that all of the issues, particularly the social issues that Democrats for the last 50 and 60 years have had an activist majority. And so what this is doing is returning Article 3 and the Supreme Court to its original intent of being conservative, genuinely having the judicial branch not be policymakers, not be lawmakers, but rather faithfully interpreting and applying the U.S. Constitution. And so why Democrats are so upset about this is because they have used the court and they've used it out of context for the last 50 and 60 years to advance their own policy agenda in a way that is absolutely unconstitutional. So this is going to impact a lot of decisions, I think, but what it's going to do is foreclose that opportunity for Democrats. They're going to have to actually obey the Constitution now, and that's good for all Americans.
Your quick thoughts on Barrett's nomination?
I think she's an excellent choice. The president, of course, said it so well at the Rose Garden on Saturday that she is a wonderful, exceptional jurist. And I think that she is going to take care to faithfully apply the Constitution. And she's someone who clearly wants to be a judge, not a policymaker or a politician. And that's exactly what we need to look at in all of our jurists throughout the federal bench. And I'm so grateful to President Trump for keeping his promise to the American people. We need 4 more years of him being able to nominate and appoint conservative originalist judges throughout the federal bench. This impacts religious liberty. This impacts all of our first freedoms. We need to make sure to have faithful jurists on the bench.
Switching gears, tomorrow night is the first presidential debate and the first time we'll be able to see both candidates together. What are you hoping for?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that Chris Wallace will actually ask Joe Biden some of the harder questions. I mean, President Trump has been very transparent. He sat for a lot of different interviews over the last few months. Joe Biden has called a lid at, 8:30 sometimes. He's not been willing to put out his list of Supreme Court potential picks. He's not been willing to answer policy questions on whether he approves or disapproves of court packing. And so I hope that Chris Wallace will ask him some of those tough questions so that the American people can truly see where he genuinely stands. But President Trump, of course, is going to have fun with this. He loves talking to the American people, and so I anticipate that he'll do an excellent job. And this is really about looking at whether or not Joe Biden will actually show up and be transparent.
Over the weekend, Jenna, the New York Times published a report on the president's taxes saying he paid no income taxes in 10 of the previous 15 years, mainly because he lost more money than he made. What's your response to this?
Yeah, well, the chief counsel there, Alan Garten, put out a statement, and I won't go further than that, but basically saying that the Times piece was not based on reliable sources. We asked for their sources. They didn't give those. And so, President Trump has paid millions in taxes, and that statement from Alan Garten should have been considered by the New York Times. This is just another political hit piece.
Jenna, thank you so much for coming on the broadcast. Jenna Ellis, legal counsel of the president and senior legal advisor to his campaign. As always, thanks for coming on the show. You're welcome.